Hi, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson. We got Drew back in here today, and this is Drew's third and final adjustment here at our office this week. Him and his wife Hilda came here from the San Francisco Bay Area. He drove down here, right? Took a couple days to get here that way, huh?
Some serious iron butt going on.
There you go. So we just jerked his iron butt out with the ring dinger for the first time yesterday morning. Then he came in yesterday afternoon. We did another one. This will be his third adjustment. And then they're gonna head out and iron butt it all the way back out to San Francisco area, going back. Drew, what would you share? You were sharing with me before we got started here that you were seeing some functional changes last night when you're getting in and out of your car. Would you mind sharing with our YouTube audience what you did differently?
Yeah, for at least a good year now, the neck tightened up and I couldn't tuck my head down in. So you got your A-pillar in the car and open. I would either have to get in and stick my keister way in there to get my head around it and get in, or I'd have to stick my head into the car and then sit down. Last night I was going out with the missus and I go to get in the car and just plop right in, head ducked right down, got in, and it was effortless to get in the vehicle and the same to get out. And it's like, wow, I didn't think about that, when I first left the place, I'm just checking myself out. But then you start going about your normal activities and you're like, whoa, there's no resistance, no hindrance, you just got your freedom and
your function back.
Yeah, it's the convenience. It's
normal
little things
function.
that add up, and it's a huge difference.
Sleeping differently and all that stuff.
This man changed the way I walked on my first visit. I'm walking across the parking lot, coming back with food from a takeout place that he's suggested, and I'm walking along, and I'm like, wow, my steps different, and the way I feel, and just floating along the ground there, and it's like, that's a significant change. With those lower back
and again,
adjustments.
in function too.
Yes.
And that's what he's talking about. All those activities he's talking about are normal everyday activities of daily living. That is human function. That's what chiropractic adjustments do to patients who get adjusted, is to reacquire a normal adaptability through their nervous system so that their bodies can function at a higher level of efficiency without that interference.
Picking something up off the floor, effortless now. Whereas before it's like, it just simple things like that, quality of life issues. You take it for granted, but it's a life-changing difference. You got to.
Just remember that your brain is constantly adapting to its environment, both externally and internally. So if you've been doing things the wrong way and you've been having bad posture for years, you've been sleeping on your side rotated for years and cocking your leg over and turning your head, your brain and body mechanics will adapt to that. So that's negative neuroplasticity. Same thing with gravitational compression stress over our lifetimes. That's negative neuroplastic adaptation to our environment, which is walking around as two-legged human beings in gravity. And we all have done that since we were, let's say, 1 year old. You should start walking when you're around one. So ever since then, most people have never had their spines decompressed. So they've adapted to those years of compressive stress. And the sequela and the complications that come to the spine over time with that is called degenerative joint disease, degenerative disc disease, which causes disc bulging, disc herniations, disc pathology, neurological impediment. The nervous system is not functioning at its most optimal level. So what we are doing with our patients that come here from all over the world is we are adjusting them. You notice that I'm not putting them on E-stim or hot packs or roller tables or ultrasound or diathermy. And I'm not saying those are bad things. I'm just saying that I am doing pure chiropractic adjustments to correct the vertebral subluxation complexes of the spine, which allow that individual's brain and nervous system to readapt to that new environment that we're putting them in. And it usually leads to a higher quality of function, human function, which is what you were describing to people earlier.
Yeah, like when you're out of balance and you're doing any kind of, your muscles will
they compensate.
Build up, yeah, and they'll build up and refine, wrong. Like
that's the negative neuroplasticity that I was referring to.
Yeah, it's
because you can adapt negatively to your body mechanics and situation, or you can adapt positively depending on what you're doing with those things to make those things happen. That's why repeated exercise. If you're a basketball player and you keep practicing free throws every day, hundreds of times a day, you're going to be a better free throw player because you're affecting the neuroplastic neurons in your brain to get that pattern down. That's an adaptive pattern. And same thing with learning things. If you repeat something over and over again, or you say something to yourself over and over again, that's why I talk about self-talk being so important in a person's health too, because if you say, oh, my back pain's killing me, or my hiatal hernia symptoms are killing me, guess what? Your brain's adapting to that. So we always try to get our patients to, we always talk to our patients about thinking positively about their function in their body so that their brain can start readapting to that positive energy and function as it got sicker over time. You know, oh, I'm really hurting bad all the time, it's killing me. You don't want to be saying those things to yourself because your brain adapts to all that all the time.
You know, once he straightens you out, you got to make the effort on your part to, you know, correct your bad habits in your lifestyle.
To participate in your homework.
Yes, you got to do it. It's, you know, he gets you straight, and it's up to you to carry on from that point. You know,
Yeah.
and that's.
But we do give you the tools to do that too.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing that we do. Okay, so let's show them how we did that then, Drew. Let's have you, I want to check your posture first. I've already checked it, but I'll check it for them. Okay, let's have you flex your head forward and backwards for me, please, sir. And then back to neutral. Well, your range of motion's already improved from yesterday too, so is your posture. So you're not near as far forward or over to the right. You're a little bit right today on translation, but you're not near as translated as you were yesterday. So this big Drew's third adjustment, we're gonna do the ring dinger first. Let's come over here, lay on your back. If you really want to learn about neuroplasticity and chiropractic adjustments, slide up this way. There is a PhD chiropractor researcher down in New Zealand by the name of Heidi Horvik that is publishing scientific research papers on adjusting the vertebral subluxation complex and what that does to affect brain function and neuroplasticity. It's the most cutting edge research in the chiropractic profession at this time, and I think it will save chiropractic in the long run, because a lot of chiropractors have gotten away from adjusting the subluxations of the spine because they bought into this old model of bone being out of place, crushing a nerve. That's old stuff. And that's still a lot of equate subluxation to that, but subluxation is much more than that. It's altered biomechanical function, altered adaptability, just relax, altered neurophysiology, and that's really what the research shows unequivocally, is that the chiropractic adjustments, which is all we do here, affects the biomechanics of the spine and affects the neurophysiology of the nervous system. And that's really what chiropractic was founded on by D.D. Palmer and B.J. Palmer, developing it early on in the chiropractic profession. She has a lot established, a lot of her studies published in the Australian Spinal Research Foundation, which we also support. And she's at New Zealand Chiropractic College Research Department. She's the head of research there. And I encourage all of you to look it up. Her name's Heidi Horvik. You spell that H-E-I-D-I. And then Horvik doesn't, it's not spelled the way it sounds. It's spelled H-A-A-V-I-K, which a lot of people, including myself initially, called her Heidi Havoc. But she's anything but havoc. She's got it together. She's putting this stuff in a very digestible, easy to understand, published scientific literature, which we follow closely. Good. Okay, let's turn you on your back. Yep. Yep. Now, put both arms out, palms up. Palms up. There you go. There you go. Okay, you can relax your hands right here. There we go. I'll be curious to see if you guys make comments on this video today as you did with your InfoWars t-shirt on yesterday. Okay, let's
God,
sit
feels
you face
great.
that way. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
And see, by moving all of the joints of the body, we are affecting the mechanoreceptors located in the synovial joints, synovial linings primarily, that sends afferent neurological information into the brain, to the motor cortex and cerebellum. Motor cortex and cerebellum analyzes that and then sends efferent information out to the body again. So that's the neuroplastic changes that occur with the chiropractic adjustment. My whole hypothesis and theory behind my technique working so well is I'm firing off massive neuroproprioceptive impulses into the brain afferently, which I believe is overriding the pain gate. Okay, let's see.
It makes you feel better. That's the,
Yeah, well, that's overriding the pain gate. You know, and that's what's really cool about chiropractic is that we actually get to see people's lives change right before our very eyes every single day that we're practicing and adjusting patients. If your chiropractor's not adjusting you, I don't think they're doing a chiropractic service for you. It's more physical therapy. If you want physical therapy, go to a physical therapist or an MD. If you want chiropractic adjustments, go to a chiropractor who actually adjusts the spine.
I need somebody like this back in my home state.
Yeah, which is California. We're not moving out there anytime soon.
Don't say that too loud.
So this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, coming to you from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas, with Jesse here.
No, Drew.
No, Joe, I was calling Jesse for a reason.
Oh, okay.
From San Francisco Bay Area. We'll see y'all soon.